ahead of the William Hill World Darts Championship 2016. I'm happy to say, I'm joined by Roger, Dave Chisnall's manager. Roger, how did it all start? How did you meet Dave originally?
Okay, so a mutual friend of ours, a chap called Pete, whose surname we'll keep quiet, contacted me and basically was talking about a dart player. He said this dart player's, a phenomenal dart player.
Yeah.
Coming from Pete's mouth, that's praise indeed.
Okay.
Because no one's good as far as Pete's concerned.
Right.
So basically, I had a few phone calls with Dave. Agreed to meet up at the lakeside.
Yeah.
And essentially agreed a deal. There and then, more or less.
And what was his first match you went to?
The first match that I went to was the Lakeside against Gary Robson. Well, unfortunately, he lost. So that wasn't a great start.
Not great. So you'd missed the World Championship final he played when against Martin Adams.
Fun enough, he lost that one as well. Didn't he?
He did. Yeah. So he's going well though. So that was the first meeting, and then you agreed on the management, and then your decision to say, right, BDO, we're going to move now to the PDC.
Yeah, the PDC were going through some changes then, and they introduced, as people know, what's known as Q School. Yeah. Before then, in the times that Simon Whitlock and Mark Webster came over, you could come over whenever you wanted. Yeah. So they introduced Q School, which was, as a rule, the second week of January. Yeah. And to be fair, Dave was dilly-dallying, doubting whether he was good enough. And that was the point where I said to him, it's now or never. Yeah. He attended that, qualified on the first day. I believe he might have beaten John Henderson, to qualify on day one.
Really? So that's nice, isn't it? Because
it's
a
lot of great players.
Yeah, it's competitive.
Haven't managed.
Yeah.
To even qualify.
So then he has his tour card, and then he can get into the meat of the competitions, and the calendar is full, isn't it? Well, even more so now. But any matches that stand out, anything that in those early days of the PDC?
Interestingly, so the first event we went to was in Halle in Germany, and in his first competition, he hit a 9-darter against Vincent van der Voort.
Oh, really?
So that was on the Saturday, I believe. He lost the game,
yeah.
I believe, 6-2.
As generally do.
No, he lost 6-5, yeah.
Yeah.
He hit a 9-darter, so that was impressive.
Yeah, great stuff. So now he's an established PDC player. And then the rise came because he's made a few finals, or major finals, but it was his flawed form that really made me sort of sit up and take notice, because he was winning those Pro Tour events, which I've been lucky enough to have attended a few, and so competitive, aren't they?
I mean, normally 127 or 128 are the best players in the world. Yeah. Obviously, a couple of the big name players can't make all the events. Yeah. But you've got the best players in the world week in, week out. It's quite incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where, obviously, local to you, this venue here, and this is where Dave would sort of practice before, for example, the World Championship, which is, of course, just up the road there. Yeah. So this is where it can relax.
This is the secret venue.
Yeah, that no one knows about.
It's not very secret anymore.
No, nobody knows about. So he'll be over there on the practice board as he is now, and just getting in those few hours. Now, Dave sort of said he's not a massive practice player. Is he lying, or is he telling the truth?
As a rule, Dave will practice two hours a day in normal conditions, in between Pro Tours. Remember, because he's in the Premier League, he has been in the World Series before, he makes all the majors, he's actually not home that often. No. I think next year we work out with possibly, depending on what he's including, he'll have 3 weekends off next year. Yeah. So a lot of his practice is done on the road. Yeah. But for the build-up for an event like the Worlds, we'll get him some good practice partners, maybe practice 4 hours a day. Yeah. It's just getting his arm in. Yeah. Just. He's playing very well. Yeah. And it's, as you say, it's just to keep his arm in.
Yeah, because I mean, you mentioned a 9-darter against Vincent. Of course, he done the same. He hit the same 9-darter a couple of weeks ago in the Grand Slam and collected £30,000. He says yes. I think you probably might have enjoyed that one, Rog.
I don't remember that one.
I reckon he said he's paid for your kitchen with that. I can't believe that.
No, that's not true, actually. I bought him a couple of beers out of the money.
Yeah, I think he deserved that. Yeah. No, that was great, though, wasn't
it? Fantastic.
Really.
Very strange. The first time ever, Well, I was watching it with his partner, Michaela.
Yeah.
And after his first 180, I've never said this, I said he's going to hit this line darter.
Really?
Really very odd. I never sat down after the first 180. As people know, I don't sit down anyway.
No.
But it's quite incredible. Never in doubt. Apart from the last start, there's the only one I thought.
Yeah. He actually pinged those, didn't he? The treble and then the 19.
They were dead in the middle of the trebles.
Yeah. Never missing. So on to the World Championship, the William Hill World Championship. Have you been lucky enough to see the venue? You said it's obviously changed slightly.
I was very fortunate to go on Friday, and I've got to say the PDC and William Hill have done an amazing job.
It is fantastic, isn't it?
They flipped the stage round. It's incredible. I was there on a Friday afternoon session, which you'd maybe consider a graveyard session, and it was incredible. Not a seat, free in the house, amazing crowds and amazing atmosphere.
Yeah,
Really
they've done superbly well. And of course, as you know, the pressure. I mean, the noise from the players, from behind the players. I mean, lucky enough to have been in the players' room before, and then walking up those stairs, and then you're opening those doors. I mean, it just hits you, the heat and the tension. You've got to be a special kind of dart player to even stand up there and get anywhere near a treble, let alone hit them.
You know, it's as a venue, it's the most incredible venue of all of them. I know people talk about Blackpool, but in a different way, but the world is because
he's got darting history as well, obviously with the news of the world in the past and things. So great work for the
Uncle Barry's done very well.
He certainly has.
I mean, amazing venue.
So on the build-up to, and especially on the day of these events, right? You said before, and it's well known that you're very much involved. You go with Dave everywhere. Every exhibition, you're always. Every time I book Dave for an exhibition, you're always there, which is great to see. The attention. I get a feeling you're more nervous than he is.
Possibly. People who know Dave's quite laid back.
He is.
That's what makes him so good at what he does. He just rolls with it.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's more of a pain, that wants the structure more than he does.
Yeah.
So tomorrow morning we'll get up early. We'll go for our normal run as we do.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice healthy breakfast as we do.
Always.
And then the day's quite structured. We'll get to the venue probably. Well, we'll leave the venue about 4.5 hours before. Yeah. Which means we'll get to the venue at 4 o'clock, and I'll kind of do the run around. And Dave will just be relaxed and chilled out.
Relaxed and chilled out, and then the tension, because I've seen you before. You're in the zone, and you're in the zone more than he is, aren't you? I've seen it.
Kind of, yeah. That's what makes him so good. Is he's very rarely phased. I mean, he's really looking forward to it tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's not nervous.
No.
Whereas I am.
Yeah.
But he's really looking forward to it.
Yeah. So when game on is called, that's it then, isn't it? You are absolutely. Don't speak to Roger. Don't speak to Roger.
Not very social. It's not very good because I've got some sponsors, or his sponsors, coming tomorrow, not mine. And kind of they've been told that I'm just not very sociable.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if he loses, legendary.
Yeah,
he's good.
Yeah,
he'll be all right.
He'll be okay. But that's the thing. The life of a manager. People think, well, how can a manager? How can you teach somebody to throw a dart? But it's not that. It's behind the scenes, the structure, the sponsor, dealing with everything. So Dave doesn't have to worry about anything. That's your role.
Yeah. No one needs to tell a dart player to throw darts. That's what they're all very good at.
Yeah.
And this is only my take on this, if you can take all what I call the non-important stuff away from them and just let them concentrate on the dance. Hopefully they can concentrate 100% on their dance.
Yeah, and those 180s, he is the biggest 180 hitter in the world. Premier League stats prove that, haven't they? I believe so. Yeah, and with that, you've always got a chance, haven't you?
Yeah.
Always got a chance.
His finishing as well has improved
a lot.
Massively.
Yeah.
You'll probably see, I'll probably curse him tomorrow. In every match, there'll always be one big 100+ finish that he takes out. He did it against Mensa Sulovic in the Europeans. 1-6-4s in the Premier League. Yeah. And that, for me, is the marked difference with him. His scoring's always been there, but his finishing and his setup play is much improved. Yeah, and that's where he's always a danger. One game, Roger, that stands out, since you've managed Dave, that stands out is the ultimate. Is it the game against Phil when he beat him in the World Championship? Do you know, I would have said that, but for me, the game that stands out was the semi-finals of the Grand Slam against Kim Heinrichs.
Oh, fantastic. I was lucky enough to be there.
Yeah, if I'm honest, that, of course, when he beat Phil, he beat the best player that's ever lived, and that was incredible. Dave was, I believe, number 32 in the world. It was his first PDC World Championships, and that was one thing. But against Kim, everyone, they're very good friends, and I'm very good friends with Kim's manager, Maka. Yeah. For me, that was incredible.
That was the way.
Yeah.
And the last question, Roger, for you to be on the road a little bit, like you mentioned, Michaela, understanding obviously with Dave being away so much, so you're away a lot, so you must have somebody at home who is a diamond, should we say?
Yeah, I've got that. Have you met her?
I have. I've had the pleasure.
I've got the most unbelievable partner who lets me do this. She sees how much joy it gives me. And she often says to me, she's never seen anything that gives me so much happiness. Yeah. Which isn't great, is it, really? It should be her, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should be, and also, she's getting a new kitchen, so what more does she want?
She's got a new kitchen, and also she hasn't got seen as much. So that's probably why.
That's the bonus.
I've realised that's why we have such a strong relationship, because she sees me about one day a month.
One day a month, that's it. And I said that was the last question, but no, there was one last question. William Hill have got Dave at 30 to 1 to be the world champion. Obviously, that's not for you to get involved with betting in that. But
listen, I wouldn't do that. But that's incredible.
No, I know you don't. But that's value, isn't it?
I think that's phenomenal value.
Yeah.
If I were allowed, I'd certainly have a pound.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I might have myself. Well, I'll tell you what, Roger, thank you so much for taking your time out and letting us talk to Dave earlier as well, and best of luck for tomorrow.
My pleasure, Paul. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
sir.
Roger.
Thank you.